What up? I think I'm gonna do this until I feel better. I'll just keep doing these. Um, Today overall is a good day. Even though I feel shitty, it's a good day. The lows, right? Like I've been living in the lows for a minute, and surrender is what I want to talk about. Like, what does that mean? Right? Yesterday was about shortcomings, and today's about surrender for me. Like things can be dope to me. People can be dope to me, and how much do I want to keep using the dope until I'm like, well, and I'll do it like, I'll treat it like I did with my active addiction, right? Somebody suggested that maybe help people do this, like help people. So I'm in a situation where like I'm into somebody, and it can be like dope to me, right? I'll obsess. I'll over text. I'll just sit there and be in my head. And I'll do all the things, right? Make the meetings, write about it, and all of that. But then I'll reach out, and I'll keep reaching out. And then I'll start acting out of character. Today, I asked a question that I don't feel was wrong. And I felt like it got turned on me like I was asking the wrong question. I think that the question that I asked was okay to ask. And okay, so get honest here, right? So this person that I'm into stayed for work at somebody else's house, and the last night they slept in the same bed together, and I wanted to know if that happened. And one of the reasons I want to know is if somebody's into me, like if they're into me, y'all know what that means. They won't do that out of respect, right? Now, whether I want to be okay with it or not, that's up to me. But asking the question if they did do that is not wrong for me to do that. Now, it might cost me a friendship, right? And I might need to hear that, hey, we're not in a relationship. That's okay. Well, that's not okay. Hearing that reminder, like I already know we're not, but having to hear that reminder, that's like, going back to the dough, like how many times do you want to go back to it until you realize that doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is the definition of insanity. I need to surrender to this, right? That's what I need to do. And what does that mean? That means that I gotta let go and let God. The things that I need to surrender to are the things that I don't want to give up. Like, that's the reality of it. Like, you don't surrender to things that you want to give up. It's easy, you just give them up. But if it's making my life unmanageable in any way, shape, or form, where I'm left feeling like, well, uncomfortable, and I keep doing it, I'm not growing. I'm just continuing my bad behaviors, right? And it's important that I don't do that anymore. And I've gotten really far. And one of the things that I struggle with is relationships. I think a lot of people struggle with relationships. So it's like I gotta make this a true day one. Like, I really do. I gotta make it a true day one. Because I keep picking up a white key tag in this situation. But it might not be for dope. Every time I send out a message or something like that and then I get beat on for it, it's just like another white key tag. Like, this person was super clear in the beginning. Like, they were super clear at a certain point. So maybe I just need to, like, back the fuck off. I don't need to fucking, like, try to help or fucking none of that. Because all I'm doing is doing that and then fucking ending up feeling shitty about it. And I don't feel shitty about help, because help is, you know, is a good thing. But, yeah, man. Like, sometimes it just needs, like, I need to just, like, really reflect and be like, okay, this is a surrender situation. Then maybe if I just keep calling myself out, you know, about it, and just look at my behaviors, forget about what that person's doing. Just my behaviors, right? Well, at least I'm not messaging like fucking 1 a.m. But my behaviors. Like, if you keep reaching out and it burns, stop reaching out, right? If it burns. And maybe I just need to focus on that, you know, like, because, like, I'm upset, you know, like, I'm upset about the conversation I had with this person. Because if I put myself in, like, if I turn the tables, it's a valid question. And to feel like to be questioned that, like, why did you ask that question? Makes me feel super uncomfortable. Like, of course, anybody who cares about somebody and, you know, they're trying, and that happens, and they ask the question and then they get that reaction from the question, will feel uncomfortable. So now I know. So, like, the whole goal here is to develop myself, personal development. And we learn through pain, and we learn through experience. And, like, this is all new to me. Like, I've never been in healthy type situations where somebody's clean and I'm clean, or they're sober and I'm clean, and I'm trying to do some, like, I'm trying to be in a situation with them. That's new to me. It really is. So, like, I'm 0 for 1 in this situation. But, like, you know, like, that's okay. Like, I'm 0 for, like, a grip. Or I'm, like, you know, 10 for, like, fucking 30 in other situations. You know, like, I shouldn't expect 100% success rate on the first go. You know? But what I should be able to do is take a situation like this and be able to reflect positively, you know, and be able to and take this as, like, okay, you have a choice here. You can continue with grace in terms of, like, moving forward, or you can just fuck shit up, you know. How I feel and what I feel is, you know, is important. If I start second guessing my feelings, where I'm at today, that, you know, then all of a sudden I'm going to start I'll start, you know, breaking my own personal boundaries that I set a long time ago. I've been in situations where people have done stuff like this, and I know better. Like, this, you know, like, I know better. And so it's okay. I'm sharing about it. And, you know, I didn't have the best of mornings, but I didn't have a terrible morning. And I'm about to go put some money in the account and, you know, pay my car payment. So I'll have my car payment done, my rent done. I'll go home. I'll take care of the, you know, cleaning up, take care of the kids, do that, you know, made a meeting, shared about how I felt in the meeting. Heard some shares in the meeting that I'm grateful I'm not dealing with, you know. Maybe I need to pick up an animal or something. I don't know. Somebody said they chose animals over people. I don't know. I'm not ready for all that. But I do know this, that, like, I don't feel like getting loaded over it. And I also know that, like, I get to choose how much sleep I want to lose moving forward from this point on. Like, I get to choose that. And I also get to choose how I'm going to be about this. And I think that, like, this is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. This doesn't mean, like, I'm not worthy. I'm just not worthy to that person. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe I was at the beginning, but you know, shit's changed. And that's okay too. Shit fucking changes. People come and they go, and the ones that are meant to be will stay. The ones that aren't meant to be won't stay. They'll find all the reasons to why not to stay. And that's okay too. You know, like I tend to hold on to things longer than I need to. And then I start acting all weird. And I don't want to act weird, right? Like either I'm good enough or I'm not. And if I'm not good enough, that doesn't mean that I'm not good enough for me. I'm just not good enough for them. You know, and that's okay. That's really okay. I got to come to terms with that, like, and just be able to live. You know, I got the holidays coming up. I don't need to be fucking stressing over this. You know, I got a lot going on in my life that the last thing I need to be doing is stressing somebody else out with my shit, or stressing myself out with things that aren't quite what I want them to be. And that's, you know, that's just all part of learning. This is going to develop me to be better too. You know, it really is. It's going to, like, every time I get into something like this and it doesn't work out, and I want it to work out so bad that I'll start like dishing out things and all of that, you know, like, and I know I feel like there's like, I don't know. I went above and beyond this weekend, and I am a little hurt, maybe a lot hurt. You know, and maybe I just need to stop being obsessed with fucking a certain person. You know, that conversation that we just had really told me a lot. And it's okay. It's a good thing, right? They're at a point in their life right now where, you know, they weren't at that point when they met me, and now they're at a certain point in their life, and I'm not the person for them, and that's just the bottom line, right? Because yeah, I made some mistakes, and I'm trying to make amends for those mistakes by a living amends, and they clearly have not forgiven me for that. And they don't have to. It's not up to them. I made my amends. It's not for me to be like, hey, I made my amends. Can you forgive me now? They'll forgive me or they won't forgive me. That's on them. That's their shit, not mine. And I have to realize that, like, it is what it, like, that's an is what it is situation. I did my best to make the amends and to be as helpful as I possibly can. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that they want me in their life. If people want you in their life, they'll go out of their way to see you. They'll go out of their way to be with you. You know, sometimes you're just a comfort for people, and you think this one thing, but it's not. I guess I'm gonna do the steps. I'm parked far as fuck. But you know what, man? All in all, things could be so much worse. And they're really not that bad. And I have all these opportunities right now to either hold my integrity and hold my and hold my head up high, or I can continue to go down this path of being clearly, you know, weak when it comes to this specific person. And so I think what's good for me is, I think that conversation was good for me. It was good for me in a lot of ways, and I'm proud of myself for, you know, like, I never used to be able, I never used to say the hard questions. I just kind of like can't, like, tap danced around it, and I asked a direct question, you know, and I'm proud of myself for that, because that's growth in itself. You know, I asked direct questions today. I don't fucking guess. I don't second guess. And even if it's going to make somebody feel like, even if somebody doesn't want that question, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, what matters is that, like, I'm asking a direct question and I want a direct answer. And, you know, it doesn't matter why. Even if they feel like, well, why would you ask that if we're not? Well, I don't know what we are, but the reaction tells me where we are. And sometimes I just need to hear it. I need to hear it again. And eventually I'll get it. And I think I am getting it. So that's okay. You know, this isn't a bad person. They're a good person. You know, they've been through a lot of shit, you know, and they're going through a lot of shit. So am I. But I needed to know. I heard something interesting. I heard that we don't live for the future, we just live for today. And that's not something I agree with. You live for a better today for a better future. I believe that. Like, future tripping is one thing, but the same thing that was said to me wasn't said to me before. So it's a little confusing. You know, they've asked me questions like, hey, what, you know, and so I'm a little confused, you know, that's all. I don't know what they want, what their expectation from me is, and maybe it's just to be a support system, and that's okay. I just needed to know what type of support system I need to be, and I think I do now, and I'm okay with that. It was clear. It was super clear for me, and that's good. You know, I don't need to like reach out every morning, good morning, and say good night or any of that stuff. It's, if that person's not doing that for me, then why am I doing it for them? You know, you got to give the same energy that's given to you. Otherwise you go crazy. And I'm learning that the hard way. And so that's all I got. I'll keep sharing until my shares start getting a little bit more positive and uplifting. And they're more like, hey, I'm over this now. And you know, it was a struggle, but I think that like where I'm at mentally with this whole situation, I think I'm going to get there now. I had this door that was open, and sometimes you know, you don't know if you should have the door open or not. And I think that door closed today, and that's okay. I can, like, knowing that the door closed is so much better than thinking it's open when it's closed. And that's important. I need to know, like, I need to know today, is the door open? It doesn't mean like is in 3 weeks or in a fucking year. Is the door open today? And not being able to get a clear-cut yes on that tells me that's a no. And that's okay too. Sometimes a non-answer is an answer. And if a person really wants, they'll say, yeah, for sure. Like when I was asked that question, I said, yes, you know, yes. So sometimes the sideways non-direct is a nice way of saying no. And I'm okay with that too. So that's all I got. Hopefully I'm not dealing with this like today, tomorrow. And I have a feeling I won't be. Calling myself out in this, on this platform, will, well, it's the first step to surrender. And so I need to just surrender. And, you know, unless I hear otherwise, that's what I need. Like, I need the effort from the other person for them to be like, hey, here's the deal, you know, and any type of light in the tunnel. But the no light in the tunnel argument we got into tells me what I needed to hear. And so I don't know, you're gonna watch this, correct me if I'm wrong, or don't correct me at all. And you know, both of them are answers. So that's all I got. Peace.